Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Sunday to you. We're taking a look here at Terra Classic. It's got a lot of requests for this. I can totally see why. It's spiking up. Looks like we're rejecting off a Fibonacci retracement level. Very standard stuff here, but we'll talk about that and much more. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, love to teach people to trade. We got our Twitter back up and running here, and we got our first official giveaway here. So be sure to check that out. We got a premium Crypto Cash premium membership giveaway. All you gotta do is like, retweet, and follow us. That is available on our link in the description down below for our Twitter. CryptoCash_ is the symbol. We also want to note that we have a nice healthy giveaway here for BINGX. This is provided for our Canada, European, Oceania, US, and UK members there, of course, as a pivot from BITGET KYC. So if you got caught in that BITGET KYC stuff, why not benefit from a $100 trading bonus, no volume or deposit required? Really good exchange, awesome opportunity there, no VPN or KYC. And of course, last but not least, a massive prize pool here for our BitGet users. Use the link in the description below, of course, for that if you are curious, kind of how that works. But simply put, BINGX and BINGX and BitGet are the two favorite exchange right now. If you used Bybit previously, you kind of got stuck in that KYC stuff, be sure to check those out. So here's what we want to do for Terra Classic. So first of all, we got our Fibonacci retracement levels. These are larger ones, obviously, because it goes all the way back to February. But we can see the most recent, well, I wouldn't say most recent, but it's a recent high, right, in this downtrend, all the way to the most recent low. That's effectively how we're drawing out the Fibonacci levels. So I get that question a lot, figure I'd cover that. Furthermore, we can see here that this previous support/resistance level is potentially going to work as a support moving forward. Okay, so we'll go ahead and mark that as well. We can draw some new Fibonacci retracement levels here as well, but the key takeaway here is that we're rejecting right at this 0.236 level. So right there at about 11,000 is that initial rejection zone. So if we break through that and close above that today, that'd be a great sign, and we could use that as a potential support moving forward. If we close below that, we can expect that to be a potential resistance, and we might see some type of cup and handle pattern where the price will come down to bounce off this previous support level and to continue higher from there. Okay, a couple of different things could happen. Cup and handles typically occur in situations like this when you have this significant run up to a previous resistance level, has to get retested a few times before it can break, right? Because right now, most folks that have this kind of coin, they're like, okay, now that's the resistance. I'm gonna go ahead and sell my coin at this point. So there's a lot of selling pressure at that level. All right. So again, just something to kind of think about. So let's kind of take a look at some larger time frame stuff. We blasted straight through 50 on the RSI. We're hitting 70 on the RSI right now. So even though the money flow is in and higher, we can also recognize the fact that we have that resistance at 70. Concurrent with 0.236 on Fibonacci, that 1 at 11 mark. Okay, so it's an important point of contention, something to really understand and note. Converging here, of course, in the MACD, big surprise. Let's take a look at where the moving averages are as well. We are above the 50, which is awesome. And once again, it's hanging out right in that previous level there, that 9,700 range, which is that previous resistance. Okay, so that previous resistance turns support. We can assume that if the price pulls back, 9,600 will provide a support level for us. And then up to upwards of 110 is that resistance level. We're probably going to be stuck in that range for a short time unless we can close soundly above that level today. Okay. So that said, the daily looks favorable. 4 hour also looks favorable. You can see the large amount of volume coming through here to push the price action much higher. Okay. Key takeaway here is we're above all moving averages, and that's fantastic. Well over 70 on the RSI, so this does tell us we have somewhat of an overextension. I think it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. We're absolutely on the overextended side. You can see we're at a 5 on the 4 hour. So keep this in mind. This could run another 12 to 16 hours to the upside. There's potential for that. So at this point here, we haven't hit our shelf yet, but we're getting close. So the bottom line is we need to kind of consolidate at this area in order for us to continue upwards. A lot of times what you'll see is when these things kind of shoot up like this, you'll see it kind of work into a type of flag or a pennant pattern, and it'll break to the upside. It kind of already did this previously, if you can see. Price comes up, worked itself into a flag, and it continued higher. Okay, so the probability of 2 of those in a row is less likely, but we did have enough consolidation here to warrant the next leg up. So there's a decent chance that we could, in fact, see this continue to run higher. So be prepared for that. But for the moment, it's important to expect the price to pull back first, just based on the natural ways in which pullbacks occur when things become overextended. They need to retrace a little bit. But once again, we're only halfway through this phase on the 4 hour. Okay, we're converging pretty strong on the 4 hour as well. So really, there's no bearish signs here whatsoever. The 1 hour is going to be the telling sign here for us. Let's go ahead and see how we look here as well. Because if we're overextended here, we're at about 7. We've probably got another 2 to 6 more hours of continuation of the upside before it pulls back. Okay, so if I were a gambling man, which I'm really not, I would estimate that the price will be more likely to increase than decrease moving forward. But once again, a pullback would make a lot more sense too. So we're kind of in this place where if you haven't taken profits yet, you may want to consider doing so, trying to get super greedy. Again, it depends on the type of position you have. I'm not telling you as a hodl trader to sell your position. I'm saying if you have a day trade open, you may want to consider taking some profits because you're likely in a very significant amount of green. But again, if you're swing trading, it seems more likely than not the price will continue higher once it comes back down to retest this level, if it does. Okay, a lot of ifs and wins here, and we don't truly know what that's going to look like, but we can verify that the daily and the 4 hour are both looking very bullish, and the 1 hour, albeit overextended, is still looking pretty good too. So let's take a look at the cloud. This is going to be pretty obvious in stark reality. Significant gaps here, all the more reason to understand that we're in a situation right now where the price action will likely stay above, and we have all green lights to leave your position open. So if you have a long position open, keep it open. I would recommend taking some profits, again, depending on what type of trade you're holding. But generally speaking, the best thing to do right now is to kind of just wait for confirmation. We are rejecting off that key level resistance, right? In fact, let's go ahead and pull this over here just a little bit more so you can kind of see it. And just note that that's a pretty obvious reality, okay? So that 11,000 mark is a pretty stark, resistance level, okay? So the probability of the price action kind of ranging in here is pretty high. In fact, we could even pull out some new fibs here from the most recent low to the current high and estimate here that the price action, once again, look at how exact that is. 0.5 is the exact same level that we saw here previously. So oftentimes the price will retrace to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level and essentially bounce off that level. So anytime you have parabolic runs like this, it makes a lot more sense for it to come back to this level. So what I'd estimate here is that 0.382 or 0.5, the 10,000 to 9,700 range, are the two areas in which the price action should gravitate towards once it starts to pull back. Again, that's if we can't close above this level here. If we close above 11,000, it might be a totally different story because we'd establish that as a support, and that 70 on the RSI on the daily would then become a support instead of a resistance. Okay, but we got a lot of reasons why we should expect the price to pull back at least a little bit before it goes up again. Okay? Again, we're most of the way through this phase here. We should see a pullback. That's just my anticipation. So I'm going to, for our community here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set alert here, right here at the 10,000 mark, and just kind of see what that looks like, because if the price pulls back to that level, it might be a good entry. Okay, because again, I'm expecting it to consolidate right here between 9,700 and 10,000 if it does pull back that far. I'm more of a buy the dip and reevaluate, or reevaluate and buy the dip kind of person than I am to buy the top and try to either short or long from there, right? I'd much rather see the pullback here that would be a natural contraction that we're supposed to see before it legs up again. Again, just some things I like to look at. That's me. You do what you want. Again, being a good trader is taking knowledge that you see from outside sources and applying your own risk tolerance to that, right? If you're not comfortable with what I'm talking about here, don't bother with it. But I can tell you that Terra Classic looks like it's back on track. I'm excited to continue to cover this here and ideally get in a better position if the price were to pull back, which I'm anticipating, but I really hope that it continues higher for all of us, right? It just makes sense. So again, hopefully this makes sense and you benefit from this, of course. If you can, please help us grow our Twitter community here, of course. Like, follow, retweet this message if you want to be part of our Crypto Cash Premium group. We have awesome traders over there, and we're rolling out and just rolled out basically with our day trades too. And that's a pretty cool, consistent thing. So be sure to check that out. I hope that you learned something here again today. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of the day. We'll see you soon. Take care.